Got Ruby almost up here. And of course the brat. Can't forget her brat child. Good morning, Ruby. Oh, cowboy coming in last. Washed out because it's a little lighter out there. Hey, that's my hand and my phone. That was my hand and my phone you were trying to knock out. Okay, well, here's the beginning of the morning. Thursday morning, right? Yeah. So, get these girls fed. See if my brain's going to work today. I mean, I know what I want to get done, but I don't know if I'm going to get it done. And yes, Blue has to complain at his food. I don't know why he complains at his food so much. Yeah, that was Sapphire trying to trip me. She's decided that she can put her head up here while I'm bringing the bucket down. What you know, cowboy? Huh? What you know? Yeah? Okay. You want some breakfast? That's my pant leg you're chewing on. It's my pant leg you're chewing on. Not head. Not head. And yes, Blue is still complaining at his food over there. Yeah, there it's finally up, coming through the trees. Shining across the hay fields. Ground fog's pretty much gone now. And the cows are working their way. They made it this far. There are a couple of cows out there by the maple tree, and there's a calf behind that tree up the lane. Well, up the hill going toward the fir trees. One standing up there in the middle of the three-corner piece. Other than that, everybody's right here. Can't blame them. Although, you know, it's a lot more comfortable now than it's going to be later. Was it 53 degrees this morning, I think, something like that. And I'm glad I'm not smelling something. When Becky and I were checking the fence, and I was, see my finger, I was up at that corner. She came down the lane, and she said she smelled skunk. Okay. There's skunks around. Once in a while we see them. Once in a while we smell them. I honestly don't mind them as long as they're not stinking everybody out. Because if you got skunks, you don't have rats. That's a fact, period. Anyway, when she came back down the lane again after telling me that, she smelled it farther down this way. And I just caught a little hint of it. No big deal. This morning, when we woke up, it was like, oh, and the dogs barked about the same time. Now, I know the skunk wasn't in with the dogs. Good morning, boys. Good morning. Yeah, what a crew, huh? What a crew. But anyway, yeah, there was definitely, and it didn't stick around. So that's a good thing. Just means maybe it was a little oops squirt instead of a serious one. Because God knows when they get serious, it stinks for a while. And anybody that doesn't know, a blue healer, red healer, you can literally watch them get sprayed. I mean, you can watch an adult skunk completely empty out on one. They don't stink. I mean, you'll smell skunk, but it's not pungent. I've watched it happen. I've also wondered, standing there, how come I smell skunk and there's nothing around? When the dog walks away, you don't smell it, but that's just a hint. And to actually figure out that it's coming from the dog, you have to stick your nose clear down into their fur, and then you can smell it. So, it's another reason I like healers. Why do you guys like healers? Because you don't know any better. That's a good thing. Just finished feeding the steers and walked back out here, and Molly's down there now. He's having a fit. He ran by here at 90 miles an hour. He's having a fit because that's Cowboy in the middle out there. And that one standing in front of him with her tail out is standing. He just nailed her twice. I wish I could see who that was. Actually, I can see because I got a pair of binoculars on my bike just for that. See if I can figure out who it is. I wish they were already all bred, but you know, with damn near 2 weeks at 105 degrees, I got a feeling we're gonna have a big gap in calving season. Likely. So follow what's in my hand. So follow what's in my hand.
What's Grandpa got?
Becky wants me to tell everybody I have a friend on TikTok. Oh, sure, she throws him on the ground. Who, him and his wife were headed to an Alaskan cruise, and they ended up coming through Portland, and he needed to go to a hospital. So he texted me and says, hey, how, where, what? So we hooked him up with that, and he decided he'd hook me up with some snack. And they're arguing about stuff.
We'll open them later and show you.
That's what I can show you. Bunch of different flavors, and they're pretty good. They're a lot better than the crap that we've ever found here. So for appreciation, he sent me this.
This is very nice of him.
And it's very good.
I don't like pork rinds, but I'm enjoying all these lovely flavors.
She is. There's some she don't want to eat. And look at that. I told you she went in and got younger yesterday.
I chopped all of my hair off. And guess what? No more grinding.
See? Look at that.
Yeah.
29-year-old came home and visited with me last night.
I wish I was 29. I'll be 54 next month.
Damn,
I'll be 54 in a month from tomorrow.
There, shut the camera off just in time for her to get her breakfast. A curly top. The curls are working their way forward.
Just in time for her to get her breakfast, I came into her.
While you were talking, that's okay.
Yeah, but she wasn't eating on it then.
Look at those curls.
Not while she was on video. Because your mother's hooked the video.
Look at her fit check. She's got some jeans on.
Got her blue jeans on. Yeah, baby's got her blue jeans on.
She has got.
I can't sing.
She's got TT's butts and thighs.
Ask her how much fun she's had this morning.
That fucking piece of shit.
Got that off. That's what that sprayed the inoculant through, and that is packed. And it is packed up to my finger. You'll see in there a little bit.
Well,
and we took that bracket off, which was fun.
Retarded.
There's a better way to do that. And I'm thinking we may remake that to do what I'm thinking, but I don't know yet. We will see. And she's going to start greasing.
Batteries too, because they haven't changed in a while.
Oh, they're probably fine. At least that's the 20 volt.
I think there's one of them that's actually.
Oh, the 20 volt, you can push the button and see how much battery it's got.
I think the other one's actually almost done.
And we were discussing, this cylinder didn't have any sign of leakage. The only sign of leakage is like maybe that crimp might be getting bad. But I mean, the hoses look too good for that. Who knows? I mean, it could even be, she's noisy, could even be that this was cracked here, but that wouldn't explain the dampness up here. I'm going to go through the book and see what I can find and make sure we don't miss any grease zerks. We were talking about what's upstairs for the knotter, and I'm thinking the other one, I think there's one, and she says, no, I think there's two. And anyway, the oil that was on the other side, we're not going to mess with it inside the shop. It's going to be a bitch, but we are, maybe you can see it from here. Oh no, I put it out too far. There's a pallet at the back of the mower. It's got the oil on it, and the hand pump we have that has a filter on it. The hose isn't very long, so that's going to go on the elevator and get raised up. And I'm going to get out of her way. She might need a ladder. I know she'll need the steps right there. She'll be all right. Get out of her way before she takes that grease gun and beats me with it. Then I just realized I never did weld. Right there's a tie-down hook. I never did get those welded back up.
So does it fucking matter?
It might matter, because if it broke the tube out, we don't want that filling full of crap. Okay, she says it didn't break the tube. I'll take a look anyway. She better get up there before it gets any hotter. Yeah, she's having issues with that this morning. Her right ovary and my finger.
I'm right over it with my left knee.
Got a little more goo out of there this morning. It's getting better. As long as I don't bump it very hard. Look who came out to see what's going on. And I told Ty before she went upstairs, I said, well, you're not going to be able to get to the plunger brain because the plunger's all the way forward. She opened the hatch and she says, oh, shit, I can't get to him. And there's a Zerk there, a Zerk there, and a Zerk there. That one took grease. The other two did not. And I don't know about the bottom ones here. If they all did or not.
That one did.
So.
That one's a piece of shit. So is that one.
Just remember, if I ever go to the witness protection plan, that's going to be my last name.
Zerk?
Yeah.
Now you all know. So, yeah, we got a bunch of grease Zerks to replace, I guess. Yay!
Do you have some or do we have to get some?
Yay!
Most of them, I know the one on the other side for sure has to be done because the ball in it.
Ball's gone.
Fucking.
Well, the ball's probably why it's plugged.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm checking some stuff on here.
Worst case, I can win.
See how we can see.
Yeah.
That's the stuffer. On the old machine, it's a clamshell setup with shims to adjust it. And they get greased all the time. On this one, there's a bearing here and a bearing here. And you grease it here. Not quite as often because it actually has bearings. So, and I didn't find anything loose in there. But then I looked down and I'm looking, step ladder. The other machine, the Zerks, whatever size they are. Well, they're even the quarter 28s are like two different size hexes.
Oh, thanks.
And I don't know which one. 5/16 might be one. You can go from there. It's got a bracket up here and a bracket welded there, and the ladder for putting twine in. Slips up there and hangs down here, and it's supposed to hook on a rail along there, but we just lay it on the tire and go. This one shows a 3-step step ladder that would go right there. So, and it doesn't say it's for using it for twine, it's for using it to reach the higher grease Zerks. And this side you got this ladder, the other side there's no ladder. I was wondering, and I can't reach the top up there, and 3-step step ladder would just about do it. So I guess we're gonna find one. Exercise in. There was a tansy over along the road there. Pulled the blooms off it, tossed it in a ditch, and right in front of the tractor and up to here, I think I've pulled about 15 of them. And pull the buds or the blooms off, whichever, and then toss the plant where it's nowhere near the field. Yeah, this one's right there. Reason for that is if the buds or the blooms are still attached to the plant, they will still go to seed. If you strip them off, yeah, the chances of going to seed are pretty much nothing. They'll dry up rather than go to seed. So, get my exercise. Frickin' sticks. These are things the landowner used to be very vigilant about. Sticks and moles and gophers. But you know, he's been gone for a few months. So usually there's not a whole lot out here anyway. Of sticks, that is. And oh look, yellow flowers, but that's not tansy. Only saving grace to being this late is the tansy is in full bloom, so they're easier to spot. But the color green that it is different than everything else. So as long as it's up above where you can see it, it isn't hard to spot it. And I'm doing this because I've been trying to get down here for 3 days. And Ty is dealing with all the grease Zerks that are screwed up. So that'll keep her busy for a while. And Maybe I can get all this cut today. I don't know for sure yet though. Depending on how many times I got to stop and pull tansy. Stopped to pull another tansy and the combine just started moving. It might just be one guy here so far. The boss man himself does all the servicing and gets it going, and looks like they got a good chunk done yesterday because it's 100 acres across the road. As you can see to the left, that's all done. But over here is not. And I think they got the piece done that Emmett was running around in down there. And they got the other one on the side road done over there. He still has up there to do, but that piece of property's gotten so screwed up. It's split in two now, and one of the people doesn't want him to use any chemicals at all, which makes it kind of hard to keep the weeds out of things around here. And I got a feeling that this is probably the last year he's going to farm that. Tell him to pack sand. And obviously he's got a little left to the left over there. Maybe the other side of the trees or up and over the edge of the hill. That piece goes up, what, at least a quarter mile from where he's at. See a little turd bucket waving to me. Yeah, this piece usually isn't as good as the other, and it's not as good. This rank stuff's all dried up. Heaviest part of the whole place, really. And over there is full of annuals, and they're all dried up. So right in here is the best part. And it's like both combines already have full tanks. They're dumping in the truck. And 2 full bins on those combines is a truckload. So the truck will be disappearing here in a minute or two. And my second round on the first piece, my driveline shield broke the frickin' chain at the mower end again. And when I was in the back swath, I had to fold up to get back in the corner by the road. So, you know, steer the mower into it, and it wadded that freaking shield up. So yay, one more thing to contend with, but at least it's not catching anything. And the way it is, I'm not going to do these 2 pieces today. I'm going to finish this, and I don't know, see if we can get a freaking shield. See what happens anyway. And I'll do that in the morning when it's cooler, because somebody's going to be pulling that tansy, and it's not going to be me. I'm not getting in and out that many times. Nice looking cover, eh? There's been a mark here. It looked like somebody, well, you can see it looks like somebody took a pipe cutter and went around it. Kind of interesting. And there's a bushing piece inside there, if I remember right, to hold that inner piece true. But that's what it did. That's the slot, so you can find the grease zerk. Slot there and a slot there. But that's what it did when I tried to fold her up. So I can't fold it up. If I do, we won't be running at all, because I'm not going to run with that exposed. And it's got to cut the rest of this anyway. So I just texted Ty and said, come get me. It ain't that far. Those redwood trees, that's the end of our driveway. But I don't feel like walking that far. It's hot out. I don't see her in a minute. I guess I'm going to walk that far. Well, Ty found something else I got to address. Let me zoom you in. And middle of the screen, you can kind of see a crack across the top. And the crack goes right down the middle of that weld. And down below. And I got to get over here. Right straight behind the bottom of that big tin. There's a gap because it's broke. So Looks like I have to figure out how to get in there and weld that up before we take it out of here too. Yay. And she said everything took copious amounts of grease.
The only ones that didn't were our cylinders.
Well, cylinders don't have much room, but
the sprocket on this
bearing
side.
back there, this little bearing here, I mean, on the other machine, I think we usually give it like, with the electric gun, like 250 pumps. On the big
They
ones
get 50
sometimes.
pumps.
Yeah,
Is what they always took.
it depends on how often it gets done. But anyway, she used a tube and a half of grease so far.
Oh, and whoever the fuck put a press in on that son of a bitch.
Yeah, here's what she's really happy about. That one, which I knew was bad, that's a press in. Which means you got to get the damn thing out, hopefully without having to drill it out. And we have some press ins somewhere. I don't know where they are anymore. The only good thing is where there's no shield on that. If I can't tap the hole out, I can weld a 1/4-28 nut in there and screw a fitting in. So, thought we were ready to take it out of the shop and put oil in it. And the main pin, it isn't all the way in, and I don't know that if it's not all the way in, or if maybe the ball on this baler is a little thicker than the other one. I haven't gotten down to look underneath and see yet, because, well, we're up here. So, what the hell? What the hell is another day, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the fuck it is. And still don't know why it won't lift. I got that pulled away, so it's not binding up anyway. I think I need to find a longer wrench and a longer cheater pipe, though. Got that so she can get in to grease that one. Keep in mind, the driveline's off the old baler, and the zircon net is in the center of the cross and not on the end like that. Otherwise, that hole will probably work. That's all hooked up and done. Got she'd wipe the grease off. Got that press in out. Had to drill it out so I could tap it. It's got a screw in, zerk in there now. So that's good. That might almost stick out beyond the hood, I don't know. But anyway, and I'm not going to weld on that tonight. Just ain't going to happen tonight. I'm too sore I was kicking ass over there. I actually cut that at almost 8 miles an hour, most of it. Some of it was a little rough for that. Figure out where I'm going with things. And so I got a pipe wrench out. I held it. Even after I got it straightened a little bit, put a pipe wrench over that. That looks a whole lot better, and that puts the bolt center of the hole. And she says it's cracked down there, which I thought it looked like it when she was jumping on the end of the pipe wrench. Well, actually on the end of the pipe that was on the pipe wrench, but that looks better. Still got to see if we can figure out why this doesn't want to raise and lower. I just haven't figured that out yet. And I have looked online at the parts. It'll show the cylinder, shows this stuff. Does not show, other than the length that the cylinder is hooked to, it does not show shit. But that cylinder's not all the way out, which, yeah, I don't know. So, I'm gonna weld under there. Weld be the other end of this piece. Over there. Other side's fine. I don't know if the other half, because there's 2 pieces there, I don't know if the other half is cracked or not. Try to figure that out in the morning. Everything is greased. The twine boxes are still empty. Hydraulic tank is still empty. I guess that's all I can tell you. Oh yeah, and all that stuff's still on the back of the tractor, because I got to pull it out of here to do that. I mean, the plan is we'll pull it out and get the skid steer in to lift it off and just do it. That's the plan. That, get oil in it while it's pulled out, because I can't get skid steering close enough to give her an elevator ride with the oil in the pump. So that is what I know. Now, we're also going to try to cheat on this. Rather than trying to get this apart and putting a new tube in it, it's got a slow enough leak. The tire eject is supposed to seal tubes up. So we're going to put tire eject in that little bugger, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, I got a mess to clean up later when we put a new tube in it. But these tires, they're so freaking heavy. Yeah, I don't even know what they use for a tube, if they use a standard tube or if it's a smaller tube inside. Because the walls on them are about that thick. It's almost don't need a tube. Really, I don't know why they don't fill them with urethane and call it good, but I'm not the one designing it. I'm just the one that's got to deal with it. Anyway, that's probably a 25-minute video. I'm trying to catch up with the Canadians, eh? So thanks for watching. Hope you all had a good Thursday. Hope everybody has a great Friday. Hit the thumbs up if you would, please. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, hey, why not? It's free. That's what they tell me anyway. Oh yeah, I still got to do something with the safety chain too. Every time I think of something, there's one more freaking thing to do. We got to be running out. We got to find the end of it.